Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I'm Rizhoma. Today I'm very happy to meet you again to this program and welcome back to Islamic Treasure in frame of JIC. This program is presented by Jakarta Islamic Center. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Today is our last episode of this program, and we would like to say thank you so much for your appreciation and your attention to stay tuned with us every Tuesday around 9 a.m. only on Radio JIC 107.7 FM, Facebook Radio JIC, Instagram at Radio JIC, and YouTube JIC TV. Don't forget to subscribe the channel YouTube JIC on JIC TV, and you can access the video from our first episode to today, 8th episode on Islamic Treasure in frame of JIC program. And don't forget, if you want to turn on the subtitle, you can click settings on the video. Then don't forget to click CC. Then the English subtitle will appear automatic when you play the video. Don't forget to tell to your friends because we still live this morning and live this in Facebook Radio JIC. Don't forget to give your likes, comments, and share this video to your friends. So here we have our speaker. Right now, Mrs. Hanny Fitriyah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Mrs. Hanny. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
How about you?
I'm very well, thank you.
You're with a face shield.
Yeah, face shield. Yeah.
But I'm not now.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
So it's your turn to give the greeting for Mitra JIC.
Yes, thank you, Zoma.
Yeah.
Does it? You don't want to greet another thing? Oh, you have.
It's your turn.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Hello people, good people, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 8th episode. The 8th topic that we have from Jakarta Islamic Center. The topic is Salahuddin Al Ayyubi. This topic is a very long story. Behind the story, I just like to tell you because this is a very long story, so I just take a little bit of the story, and I will tell you about the capturing Jerusalem. This is the most beautiful, the most important thing that I would like to share to you.
Can we start now?
Yes, why you're so. You want to hear?
Yeah, because I want to know more about about this story.
Yes, this story, the Salahuddin Al Ayyubi, very not every Muslim know about him. Just know about the name of Salahuddin because the story is related to the Christian world. It's about the conquer anywhere in Arabia world. So. So many different, so many sources that I have to pick one of them. That the real story, not the false, the fake story. So this is our present about Salahuddin Al Ayyubi. Okay. Salahuddin Al Ayyubi, Yusuf bin Najmuddin Al Ayyubi, was born in 1138 in Tikrit, Iraq, especially in the fort of Tikrit, Iraq. So his name, his normal name, his nickname was Yusuf, but he well known as Salahuddin. Salahuddin Al Ayyubi was a Kurdish. He's from Kurdish in Arabia, and his father was Najmuddin Ayyub, and his uncle was Asaduddin Shirkuh. So these two person was very important to him, and plus the Nuruddin the king, the three of them were the very important of Salahuddin's life. So we can hear next about three of them.
Okay.
So the father, Najmuddin Ayyub, and the uncle, Asaduddin Shirkuh, And there was a story about his mother.
Okay.
When his mother was pregnant, she saw a dream that in her stomach was a sword pedang, a sword of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in her dream.
In her dream.
So the great man created the other great man. That's from the great man, her mother, her father, his mother, his father, and his uncle. For the great man create other great man. So Salahuddin Al Ayyubi, well known in Islamic world and also in the Christian world because of his leadership and his military strength.
Yeah.
And he was also knightly and forgiving nature. What is that? Forgiving nature, like punya kepribadian yang aslinya memang baik, passionate, yang penyayang, forgiving nature. So when fighting to the crusader, he would be like that. He's forgiving nature, and he was compassionate, penyayang, compassionate. Okay. So the Salahuddin Al Ayyubi was a founder, Ayyub dynasty, and there were so many places Ayyub dynasty in Iraq, in Syria, and in Makkah Hijaz, and part of Yemen, and in other what we call Makkah Hijaz or Diyarbakir.
Okay.
Diyarbakir. So many part of place in Arabia that were Ayyub dynasty.
Okay.
So the Salahuddin Al Ayyubi start from the child with his father, and when his father became a Seljuk ruler at the time, his father was Najmuddin Al Ayyub. When his father became the Seljuk ruler, both his father and uncle served Imaduddin Zanki. Imaduddin Zanki as governor of Seljuk at the time.
Okay.
In Mosul, Iraq. Okay, we say about Iraq because there were accident and happening about Salahuddin's action and his family in Iraq and in Lebanon. And after his father became a Seljuk ruler in Iraq, and both of them, his father and his uncle. Both served Imaduddin Zanki as a governor of the Seljuk at that time. And when Imaduddin Zanki,
exactly.
not so fast. When Imaduddin Zanki was succeeded in seizing, merebut.
Okay.
When Imaduddin Zanki succeeded in seizing Baalbek, it's a region Baalbek of Lebanon. So his father, Najmuddin Al Ayyubi, was appointed to be a governor of that Baalbek in Lebanon. And at that time, Salahuddin filled his young life in Baalbek with pursuing to learn about tactic, about strategy. about politics. And after that, he continued his education in Damascus to study about Sunni in Damascus for 10 years. He liked Sunni, and he was very scholars like ulama.
Yeah.
And after 10 study in Damascus with what we counted?
What?
Study for 10 years in Damascus Sunni theology.
Oh, Sunni theology.
Within the court of Imaduddin. So he was appointed as wazir, a counselor for Imaduddin. and he was where he lived in Tikrit, Fort of Tikrit, where he lived. He has a good environment, a military environment. So it's not that only. He's not only the military environment. He has a spiritual environment because he was a hafizh Qur'an from the early age at a time, and he was a faqih in Fiqh, safee in Fiqh, and he has a greatest aspirative on scholars, and he loves scholars because then he provided a footnote and various explanation for the book of Abu Daud. So he was a scholar, not just a soldier. He was a scholar
at the young age.
Wow. And after the father became a governor, so the Salahuddin learned about everything, and Salahuddin became a wazir that I told you before. And after become a wazir, Salahuddin receive a very difficult duty, very difficult task at the time, to defend Egypt from the Latin king of Jerusalem. So he proved to, dia juga membuktikan, he proved to widen, untuk memperluas, widen his dynasty of Ayyub to everywhere, to Syria, to Iraq, I said before, to Mecca, to every place in Saudi Arabia, in Arabia at the time, Arabia world. So after that, and he's with the death. And one time, the Caliph of when he was a wazir, the Caliph of the Sunni and the Caliph of Abbasiyah in Baghdad gave announcement to him to become a ruler, to become a ruler in, but representative of Nuruddin.
Okay.
To become a representative, not become a king, not become a sultan, but become a representative of Nuruddin. So he work again. He has a difficult duty to help the Nuruddin, and he remember the advice of his father. Do not bargain. Do not attack. Do not different perspective to the Nuruddin, because he was officially learned at that time. And after the death of Nuruddin, he done everything he do in his mind. He independent. He do independence of Seljuk. So he apart from Seljuk.
Okay.
He do independence from Seljuk, and after that, so many link he was to do in the Imaduddin Zagir. Maybe you want to ask me about something.
No, I just heard about the story from you, because I want to make it clear, like at that time Salahuddin Al Ayyubi at the young age has to be a leader, but the father gave the message that he doesn't or he couldn't the opposite to Nuruddin, because he has to hear what the Nuruddin instructions or what Nuruddin leads. But maybe Salahuddin learned more from the situation of that governor, of that what is it called? Of that system of that time. Not only learn from the school or learn from the university or like that, but he learned more from the life or the something situations near him.
Yes, he was very diligent and very genius for for studying about military and strategy. And behind the scene of this, actually Nuruddin was a very teacher, was a master, because in history the person who was the better wasn't Salahuddin. It was Nuruddin Zanki, because he was like tokohnya gitu. So, but Salahuddin learned about everything from Nuruddin. Some say like that.
Okay.
So his father said to Salahuddin to avoid class to the Nuruddin, because he was a very good leader at that time. And with the death of Nuruddin, Nuruddin and then died. And with the death of Nuruddin, so Salahuddin have a title, a Sultan of Egypt.
Okay, Sultan of Egypt after the death of
Salahuddin, of
Nuruddin.
And he widened memperluas his territory to the west of the Maghrib. And when the uncle, this is behind the story again, when his uncle went to the river Nile,
River Nile,
to reconcile the rebellions, some rebellions that were former of Fatimiyah Khilafah. Salahuddin went to Red Sea to proceed conquer the Yemen. So he widened the territory, and also the uncle. So the uncle met the Fatimiyah Khilafah Fatimiyah, and make some finishing problem with that. And after that, the uncle was appointed to be a prime minister of Fatimiyah. And after the uncle died, Salahuddin was entrusted to be a prime minister of Fatimiyah.
Okay.
So he was a very lucky person. After someone died, he has a new career. So after he has, from the Nuruddin died, he has a sultan. He has power to make everything good. He organized the power of military. He revitalized the Egypt economy. He do everything that he learned about the military in Damascus. So, and Salahuddin has very much achievement at that time. He was a good leader. He was a big person, and he has been a wazir. We flashback again. He has been a wazir in Egypt. He has a sultan in Egypt. He had conquer. He had conquer in Damascus. He had conquer in Syria. He had battle trust to Baldwin IV against the Crusader, and he had fight for Mosul. Everything about how to spread Islam. And he had, but one of achievement, the greatest his achievement was capturing the Jerusalem and take over Baitul Maqdis.
Baitul Maqdis.
Yes.
Wow.
So there were very much story about this. So I was very confused. How can I tell you about all this? So I have to pick the very historical story. So I put it. I take capturing of Jerusalem. So, and on September 20 to October 2, 1187, Salahuddin and his troops surrounded Jerusalem.
Okay.
But Jerusalem at the time was weakened with his internal problem. And also, if we flashback behind, with Hittin battle. There was a battle of Hittin that the Crusader was very weak and almost lose at that Hittin Hittin war or Hittin battle. So at the time, the Crusader is very weak. Jerusalem were very weak at the time. So when the Salahuddin captured the Jerusalem, he can move so easily to there. So Salahuddin come to begin the capturing from the west bank, tepi barat, and then move to the northeast ke timur laut, and then began to overrun. Langsung kemudian menyerbu. And from that capturing, he met the Balian Ibelin, was the leader of Crusader at that time. He was alert as well. He said to the Balian Ibelin, I will deliver. When he looked at the Christian was loose, the Crusader was loose, the Salahuddin said, I will deliver every soul, every person of you Christian to areas, to Christian areas. So the Christian will take care of him to the place of Christian. And you, and I will deliver you, the parents, the woman, the children, the soldier, the troops, even the queen and the king. What God want him to do. Whatever you do, you will no one of you will be hurt, said Salahuddin, because he was very passionate and forgiving nature. So after that, the Balian of Ibelin was doubting about the statement of Salahuddin, because the Crusader had massacred, telah membantai. Jadi sebelum ada pengepungan, sebetulnya Muslim itu sudah dibantai lama in the city, because the Crusaders had massacred every Muslim in the city. So Balian Ibelin didn't understand and didn't want to believe that. He thought that Salahuddin want to revenge, balas dendam. But Salahuddin stated firmly, menegaskan kembali, that I was Salahuddin. I wasn't a massacre. Saya bukan pembantai. Saya that Salahuddin was very famous in the Europe world because of his passionate. Everybody loved him. The Christian, the Muslim, white person, white skin person, and everybody loved. And because of that, the king of Europe very was terheran-heran. Why like that? Because he has a good personality. And after that, giving offering to Balian and make sure of this tense, maksudnya, and Balian finally accepted the offer of Salahuddin Al Ayyubi, and finally Salahuddin Al Ayyubi hand over Jerusalem and Baitul Maqdis and the Dome of Rock at a time, and he was one of Muslim leader who succeeded to capturing Jerusalem at a time. So he was very happy to make Jerusalem in his hands. And on 1193, Salahuddin died when he was in 55. And after conquering Jerusalem for 88 in control of Crusaders. So Crusader had control Jerusalem in 88 years.
So long time.
Yeah. So much like violent.
Yeah, violence.
And violent in Tawhid also, because after capturing Jerusalem, Baitul Maqdis was cleared with violent Tawhid. So after Salahuddin died in age 55, and in his life he was very modestly. He had so many like ruler. He was a ruler in every point, in every place, that he come, that he attend there. But he hasn't abundant wealth, tidak meninggalkan apapun, except one horse, a set of armor, 1 dirham and 36 1 dinar and 36 dirham.
Okay.
He just left a legacy for us, the Muslim. He didn't leave like material.
Yeah.
He just give us a legacy like Dome of Rock and Baitul Maqdis and everything. Maybe now we can see the treasure of him.
So it reminds me the story of Muhammad Al-Fatih.
Yes.
Same as the young leader. They both of them has a strategy, different strategy, but both of them were clever, smart, and diligent person, and that's what makes it so inspiring to us, because we have that leaders, because we have that Salahuddin Al Ayyubi and Muhammad Al-Fatih. Both of them gave an inspiration for us to be a better person, to have a good attitude, and to not think about himself. And religious also, but they has a purpose, a good vision, a clear vision of their life to reach or to get something to make everyone around them or around him better than before. So I think that every parents at that time raised their children with a good and a vision, clearer vision, purpose to be leader, to be a better person.
Yes.
And
but that was a great man create other great men.
Yeah,
just some a great men, not all of
not all of And we have that great man, Muhammad Al-Fatih and Salahuddin Al Ayyubi, along the episode of this Islamic treasure in frame of JIC. So it's our last episode today, and Salahuddin Al Ayyubi is the closing theme for today, for this episode. Closing topics. And how do you feel? Maybe you want to say something to listeners or to viewers that they have watched you from first until this episode.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Zoma. I'm very happy so much can share you these topics, because I think we need to know about Islam, how Islam is, and what Islam is, and Islam has everything about life, about person in life. So we don't just have to know about now, about the viral now, but we have to see the history, Islamic history, because if we know about history, we can give it to the children, to our nephew, to everyone. So because we are Muslims, so we had to know. Don't ever another person, another Christian or another Buddhist or
Jewish,
every religion except Islam know about Islam, but we didn't. But we don't know about it.
Yeah.
It's so we lose generation to know about this history of Islam. So we have to know about this now today, about the current day, but we have to know also as well about the past of Islam. What is the history of another person, like the 10 the age we can present it to you like that.
So I suggest you to access or to play our video on YouTube JIC TV from episode 1 to episode 8, because you can take some message from each episode. Like I remember I got the point from Muhammad Al-Fatih.
No.
Oh, the first the moon split. Kemudian after that, Muhammad Al-Fatih, and Ayah Sophia. And right now, it's have a correlation of nowadays. We saw that Hagia Sophia was open for Friday prayer at that time.
Actually, initially, we call initial because at the time, at the first, we want to share you about Al-Fatih in the end of the topics. But because of Hagia Sophia was open at the time, so we take it to the second
topics. And then the third
is
Battle of Badar.
Yes. The
full of strategy, and the fourth was the Battle of Kondak.
Yes,
am I right?
Yes.
Yes, and that was a magnificent story too.
Yes.
And the fifth was what is that? I forgot. Not a treaty of Hudaybiyah.
Yes.
Am I right?
That were related one to another. Hudaybiyah.
Yeah, and I remember that story, the treaty of Hudaybiyah, from what Mrs. Hanny told us about it, because we feel like we can pray peacefully in Mecca
till now,
and because of that story, you have to watch on YouTube JIC TV. And then the sixth was
Fathu Makkah.
The conquest.
Conquest of Makkah.
Yeah, and the seventh? No.
Yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday.
What is that? I think the conquest of Makkah was the seventh. No. We have one missing. I forget what is that. And then now the last episode, Salahuddin Al Ayyubi. You have to watch. You should to watch on JIC TV. You can search Islamic treasure in frame of JIC, and you can learn some message to our life from each episode, and it's related to us. Oh yeah, I remember the boycott. Yeah, the boycott. That's the sad story too, because I think like, oh my God, we felt it like right now, but not so extreme like Prophet's era at that time.
Like the boycott in COVID-19.
Yeah, and we quarantine nowadays, we know as well. And now we felt we did this quarantine, so this is our PSBB still.
Re-PSBB?
Yeah, re-PSBB. And we have to always keep doing your health protocol in everywhere you are.
Yes.
Don't forget to wearing mask, keep your hand clean, and physical distancing, and going to somewhere, but you have to doing your health protocol.
And maybe one more. Why we present it, the topics, why we present them to English language?
Yeah.
There is a reason.
Yeah.
Because we want you to motivate yourself to know English, to know about the source of English in other side, because they were very big data.
Yeah.
Big data in out of Indonesia. So we have to know about English language, Arabic language, and the first time Jakarta Islamic Center want to provide this to motivate you to learn English and know about the history as well.
Yeah.
Both.
Both of them. So yeah, I think if you don't know what is the meaning of what we talk about, you can turn on YouTube, JIC TV. You can turn on the English subtitle. Click settings. Don't forget to click CC, and the English subtitle will appear automatic when you play the video. So English, learn English again. So we have to improve our skill in our life. And thank you so much for your appreciation, for your attention of this program, because we have received so many responses, good response, positive response, and we would like to say thank you so much, because you always stay tuned with us every Tuesday around 9 at morning, only on Radio JIC. So this is our last episode, and Mrs. Hanny has had say something to you. And I would like to say again, thank you so much. Don't forget to always stay tuned to Radio JIC 107.7 FM. You can share this video to your friends through Facebook Radio JIC. Click share, like, and comments. And don't forget to tell to your friends to access our video on JIC TV from episode 1 to episode 8, only on Radio JC, because this program is presented by Jakarta Islamic Center. And have a good day. I'm Rizhoma.
I'm Hanny Fitriyah.
Thank you so much. By the end of this episode, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah.
Wassalamualaikum
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.